Good afternoon. Let me switch this camera on. I'm putting my lotion on my hands real quick. So hopefully I'll be able to grab some things. Let me switch this off. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Come on in, say hello. Want to welcome you to Barbara's Stamp Pad on this sunny Sunday afternoon in San Antonio, Texas. The lotion is drying off my hands here. Well, welcome. My name is Barbara Ragsdale, and I am a close to my heart maker that lives in San Antonio, Texas. And today, I think today's video is going to be probably long, so I want to get started right away. Today, we are going to be assembling a set of the cards that comes with the Let's Go Anywhere card making workshop. And make sure to check the video event description, because there's a link for my retreat, and this is one of the options that you can get in your goodie bag. With this retreat, I'm offering the Let's Go Anywhere card making workshop that we're doing today, or the Let's Go Anywhere scrapbooking workshop, which, did I do that one? No, I haven't done that one yet. I was like, which ones did I do? I will be doing the videos for those, though. I need to do the videos for those. Or the Honey Bunny card making workshop, which I haven't done that one, and I haven't done the Honey Bunny scrapbooking either. So going to be busy this month showing you guys videos, but today we're going to be putting together the Let's Go Anywhere card making workshop. It is a workshop that contains enough supplies to make 16 cards, and there's a video on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I put it on YouTube. I don't think it's on Facebook. It's on my YouTube channel that shows you all of the contents of that particular class workshop that you can get, plus all the details. So let me welcome, I even have glasses on, you guys. Paula, hello, welcome, welcome. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to do a couple of drawings at the end of today's video, one for last Sunday's video, and then we got to do the February shares video. So anybody that shared my videos in the whole month of February, we're going to be giving away some the love notes, pattern paper, and coordinating cardstock. So let's go ahead and let me flip this camera so I can show you. Here we go. All right. We're going to get started. We're going to get started. All right. Card number 1 is going to be, grab that out of there, is going to be this one right here. And let me bring this down just a little bit more. So hopefully you can get an up close picture there. And I have all my pieces here, although I'm using this same video for reference for the people that are taking the retreat or taking it to go. So there are several steps that I'm going to be doing from scratch so that they can know how to assemble their cards. So the first card we're going to be doing is this one right here. This one says, "Let's explore together." And I'm going to leave that right there. And I have my card base here. And we're going to go ahead and use our bone folder to burnish that edge. And I'm going to be stamping the back in black for the angel heart, angel policy. Make sure this is right. Oh, it's upside down, Barbara. There we go. So let me make sure I stamp the back. And I just thought I probably am going to need more dimensionals. And I'm going to leave that open because I'm going to be stamping the sentiment. And in fact, while I have that open, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment. I already have all my little pieces over here. Let me scoot this over. So in the card cutting video, these are all the pieces. So these videos are on YouTube. So if you purchased this particular card making workshop, the pattern paper and the cardstock cutting videos are already out on YouTube. Okay, so while I have that black open, I'm going to take the piece of white daisy that's already cut, and we're going to stamp the sentiment that says let's explore together, and we're going to stamp it basically right in the middle. So I'm just making sure that's inked up pretty good. Stamp it right in the middle, and then let me close that up, set that aside. Now, as far as the front, we're going to be doing some sponging today. I got all my inks here. We're going to sponge the outside of the card in toffee. And let me make sure I'm on the front. So when you go to sponge, you really only need to sponge about 3/4 of the way on the left and right, and then all along the bottom, because that piece of pattern paper is going to be covering up the top. So you're not going to see that. And that way you can save a little bit of ink. So we're just going along the edge. I think the instructions say to use a sponge, but I'm using my daubers because it's so much easier to put the dauber at the end of your finger and daub. It's just so much easier. These don't last forever either. So every time if you're really rough with your paper, it tears up the little foam a lot quicker. So I try to be gentle with them. That way I can get the most use out of them for a lot longer. And while I have this open as well, this piece of toffee, we're going to do the same thing with the piece of toffee. Okay, so I'm going to try to do all my sponging first off this card. On my sample, I accidentally sponged the piece down below. Actually, hold on. This is shortbread. I'm sorry. This is shortbread. That's toffee. I accidentally sponged my piece of toffee, and I was like, oh, I didn't need to do that when it was the shortbread one. So I'm doing it right on this particular demonstration. Okay, so we just have some sponging right around our edge, and let's close that up. And I think we're ready to start assembling. So the first piece that's going to go on is this passport paper. And welcome if you've come in. I am not looking at my comments right now, but welcome, whether you're watching from Facebook or YouTube. And we're just going to take this piece of pattern paper and line it up at the top with the left and right. Okay. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of shortbread and we're going to stamp in toffee. Find out where it went. We're going to stamp the arrows, this arrows. And I'm going to use the back of this, my instructions, as some scratch paper. I didn't bring any scratch paper over here. So we're going to ink that up because we're going to have to overlap it in one spot. And let me make sure we're stamping on the light side. Make sure that's lined up. Okay, and then I'm going to ink up like the first 4 arrows and then do the other part just like that. Okay, so now let's close that up because this piece is going on next. So let's put that on next. This piece that we just stamped is going right underneath that piece of pattern paper. Okay. And then now, what I want to do is, with this piece of scarlet, what we're going to be doing, and I'm going to do it off camera just because I'm going to be using a spritzer. We're going to be using a spritzer in order to wet this piece of scarlet. And I don't want to get water right here. So let me spritz this off camera and see how it's wet. just spritzed it. What we're doing with this one is, and look at that paper curl. It's starting to curl. That's what it'll do when it gets wet. We're going to crumble this up. So crumble it up. We're going to, I think in the instructions, they call it like the leather look, but mine didn't look like leather. Mine just looked like I crumbled up some paper and, and uncrumbled it. And then we're going to uncrumble it and flatten it out. And you can go ahead and do your banner cut now if you wanted to. So we're going to cut down the middle. It might have been probably easier to do it before I did that, but that's okay. You get the same effect. Okay, so we just banner cut it. And then we're going to flatten that out. And I'm going to let that sit over there just for a few seconds while it dries out a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and put this one on next. So we got to banner cut this one. This is the piece of toffee, and we're banner cutting on the dark side. Oops, I totally missed the corner on that one. Let's try again. There we go. And then let me get this other side. Okay, let's put that down. I'm going to put that one down first. Oh, a little dimensional backing on the back of that. And we're going to put this about 1/4 of an inch from the left there. Okay. And then I went ahead and did this one, this pattern paper right here. I went ahead and banner cut that one just to save a little bit of time. And we're going to overlap this one on this side, leaving about 1/4 of an inch on the right side. Now, remember the piece of scarlet that we crumbled up? We're going to put some adhesive. Oops, it's going to tear. Can't be too rough on it. And that is going to go right in the middle, but I'm going to put it about halfway on this piece that's stamped so that you can see all of the banner cuts. Okay, and you just press it down. Now we're going to assemble our mat right here. So we have our piece of pine. Then we have our piece of shortbread that we sponged the edge, and we're gonna center that. These colors really mesh well together, you guys. And then this piece that we stamped, let me cut up some dimensionals here. It's the rest of what I have left before I need to go get more. We're gonna pop this up on some dimensionals. I have a bunch of small ones, but I don't have like big ones right here. So let me take those off. And then this piece is going to go directly in the middle, right there in the center. And then even this piece that's matted, we're going to put that up with dimensionals as well. So let me cut a couple of more. I do have foam tape over here too that I need to start using. So I'll use that in a couple of the cards later. Now this piece is going to go right here in the middle to kind of cover all that up. So you can line it up with that line on the passport pattern paper. There you go. And then the little zip strip that we have, we're going to put some adhesive on that. And we're going to put that right here at the top, kind of mostly on the piece of white daisy. And then we're going to assemble our little compass. So we have our sapphire piece there, and then we have this white daisy. I'm going to put some adhesive on that, put that in the center. Okay, and then with glue dots, we're going to be putting these two pieces, these other two little thin cuts that we have. So let me get a glue dot on the back of that one. And then when we put the scarlet one on, we're going to put it on kind of offset the piece of coffee that's there. So you can kind of see all of the colors, just like that. And then I am going to put this up with some dimensionals, but I'm going to put the dimensionals on the bottom. So this will just lay on the top there. So put some dimensionals on the bottom, which let me cut some more. Put some on the bottom. If you want, you can also put a little adhesive, like flat adhesive on the top. That way it catches and it will kind of stick a little better. So we're going to put that basically right there. Okay. That way those dimensionals picked up on the bottom there, and that's laying flat on top. And then the last piece is we have some of the wood die cuts that come with the kit, and with all of the cards, there are none left over. I used every single one of them. And we're going to put that on with a glue dot. Actually, I'm going to use dimensionals. I'm going to use some small dimensionals, really small ones. I can grab them because I'm going to put it on this piece of white daisy right here. And the top of this arrow is going to rest on this side of this time watch there. That way it helps hold it down as well. But that is card number 1. Let's explore together. You like? That was my sample, and that's the one I just demoed. Okay. And you make 4 of those in the kit. Make 4 of those. So put that aside. And card number 2 is this one. You are my true north. So let me get all my pieces already cut, ready to go. Bring that up a little closer so you can see it. You're my true north. Set that aside. This one is a landscape card. So let's stamp the back. Make sure I'm stamping. Go. And I'm going to leave that open because I do need to stamp. Now on this piece of white daisy, we're going to be doing some stamping. In the black, we're going to stamp. Where'd it go? You're my true north. Let me make sure that's black. Yeah, that's black. The other one is sapphire. So on this one, we're going to stamp over here or kind of off to the right a little bit, but in the middle, you're my true north. And then in sapphire, we're going to stamp the little, I don't know what you call it. It's like a flight pattern kind of thing. We're going to stamp that in sapphire and put that right there. And that is it for the stamping. Now around the edge, we are going to do some sponge daubing in pine. So I got my pine sponge dauber here, and we're just going to do a little bit of sponging around the edge. And I'm doing all of these details because, like I said, I am using this video for retreat reference. So anybody that chooses this particular workshop kit will have a visual instruction as far as how to put them together, along with the written instructions that come with the kit. But I don't know about you, I'm more visual. I need to see it. Let me do a little bit more down here. And you can do as much or as little sponging, or if you don't want to do any sponging, you don't have to do that either. That's all of the stamping and sponging. And so now we're going to assemble it. We've got our matte pattern paper that we are putting on, and we're going to put that along the top and make sure it's lined up with the top left, right. There you go. And the next piece we're going to put on is this piece of passport. And we want to make sure that we put that on the right way with your passport upside up. And we're going to put that down along the bottom. Okay, so we're going to be covering up the whole front of this card here. Now your piece of sapphire that you have in your cutting kits here, we're going to be tearing it. And we're going to tear it on the dark side. So just take one of the edges, and then you're going to start to see the exposed white that is in between the layers. Now, if you were doing it on the light side, you would also see the white as well, but we want the dark side to show. And then let's get some adhesive on that. And this piece is going to go right underneath that pattern paper, and it's going to overlap on your passport paper. So you get that on there. And then now your piece of shortbread, we're going to be popping that up with some dimensionals. And let me cut some more edges here. I'm working with scraps here. I forgot to grab. Let me get this real big one in the middle. I forgot to grab another sheet. Might have to start using some small ones because I'm looking around for more. Just trying to get these backings off here. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and get this on, and trying to figure out, I think on this one, I'm going to pull it down just a little bit because I need to slide a piece of that scarlet right behind here on the top left. So we're going to go ahead and put that down where it's a little bit on the sapphire, just like that. And then our piece that we stamped and sponged, we're going to get some adhesive on the back of that and put that in the middle. Okay. And then our zip strip piece, we're going to put some adhesive on that as well. And this is going to go right here. Let me do it the right side there. There we go. There is a direction to those little pinpoints there. Okay. Now the piece of scarlet, we're going to get some adhesive on the back of that as well. And this piece is just going to slide back here about a quarter of the way, I guess you could say. Okay. Which is why I moved that dimensional down just a little bit so it wouldn't catch. And then now let's assemble our little compass here. Adhesive, put that in the middle of our pine there. And then we're gonna use the sapphire thin cut, and with a glue dot on the back, we're just gonna put that, yeah, make sure it popped on there, put that on there. And then one of our little wooden die cuts, we're going to put a glue dot on the back of that as well and put that in the middle. I'll do those last. Now this, we're going to put some adhesive kind of on the top back so this can lay right there, and it attaches to that piece of white daisy. And the last two pieces are a couple of more of the wooden die cuts, and we're going to attach those with, I can grab it, with glue dots. And one of them is going to go back here, kind of peeking out of that little corner. And this other little bitty one, attach that with the glue dot as well. This one's going to go at the end of that little flight pattern there, just like that. And that would be card number 2. You are my true north. Now, if you wanted to do coordinating envelopes, with any paper that might be left over. I don't know that there's enough paper to do your envelopes, but I'd have to double check. But I didn't do envelopes for these. I'm just doing the cards to show you how to assemble each one of them. Card number 2. All right, card number 3. We are moving right along, you guys. This one's got a few steps in it as well. This one says it's time to celebrate you. And let me grab all these pieces there. And the first thing I'm going to do, so it has a little bit of time to dry, is this large piece of toffee. I'm going to be spritzing that one as well. So you want to get it wet on the dark side. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this off camera real quick so I don't get water all over everything here. And I want to show y'all something cool. Look at that paper starting to curl as it's drying, it's curling. That's kind of a cool effect. When I did the other ones, I was like, because I did it 3 times, and then I saved this one for the demo. But after that, you just curl it up. We're going to leather it like according to the instructions. So ball it up really, really good. You want some good lines, crumbles, crumble it up. I had to take mine apart, a few of the other ones apart, because maybe some of the areas didn't crumble as much as I thought. So, and then I would just crumble it up like a different way to get it. And then once it's crumbled, then you unfold it and kind of, it's not going to go back flat all the way, but you do want it to dry at least flat. So I'm going to leave that right there so it has time to dry, because we're going to take our card base. This is a portrait card, so let me stamp the back. Okay, and then we're going to do some sponging on the front in coffee. We're going to sponge the entire front according to the instructions. And I hope you all are doing great wherever you are. Thank you for joining me this Sunday afternoon. It's been a busy day over here. Cats are locked up, except for Beano, so he might show up and try to sit behind me. But it's going to sponge. Of course, this part is totally optional, so if you want to do the card without the sponging, just leave it off. If you're not into sponging, just skip those steps. Okay, there we go. And let me make sure, yeah, I do have more sponging. This piece right here, this piece of shortbread, we're going to sponge that one as well. Try to do everything, all the sponging at one time and stamping. But it's a nice effect. It really, for these cards and the colors, it just makes it look more distressed. Like distressed in a good way, not a bad way. Not with emotions, with looks. All right, that's good. And let me just double check. That is it for, yeah, that's it for that. But the next one we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of pine, and in pine, we are going to stamp, where did it go? This image right here. This image right here. And then let me double check and make sure. I need to clean that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let me clean this real quick. Because the last time I stamped in it, I stamped in sapphire. There you go. And we're going to stamp this image kind of randomly. Let's do there. Let's do there. There. I need a piece of scratch paper. I'm going to bring this big one back. Let me bring this big piece back. so I can stamp kind of off like that. And then do I have any other ones? Let's just do one right there. Oops, let me try to do that one a little bit better if I can see. I doubled that one, but that's okay. So we stamp that image on there, and then on this side, we're going to tear. So we're going to tear the paper. Try to get one good strip here. That's kind of funky looking right there, but see if I can tear that. Oh, that'll work. That'll work. Okay, and now let's put this card together. Okay, so we're on the front. We have the piece that is still right now. Okay. Was it like buffering for you guys? I don't know if it was buffering. It was buffering on my over here, but I could still see what I was doing. It was really weird. Anyway, we're going to put that piece of, hopefully we didn't miss any instruction there. I just happened to look up and saw it buffering. So that piece that we had spritzed, that piece of toffee, we put that down first. And the next piece that goes down is, I'll try to look up at my screen a little bit more often, is this piece of pattern paper. Why I'm buffering. It says I'm okay, but I keep looking up and it buffers every now and then. It's kind of concerning me because I don't want to have to I don't want to have to redo this video over. All right, so this piece of pattern paper goes right here, kind of more to the right side of that. And then we're going to take the piece that we sponged with shortbread and get some adhesive on the back of that. And this will go sort of where a little bit's hanging off of the edge of that pattern paper. Kind of just like that. And then the piece that we stamped and tore, that's going to go on next. And we're going to mat it onto that piece of shortbread. So part of it's going to be hanging off the edge just like that. And then we're going to stamp "It's time to celebrate you." And I'm looking for, there it is. We're going to stamp it in black. And it is it's a tight stamp here. And what I mean is you want to stamp the longest part in the middle of this thin cut, so that you see how, I'll bring that up so you can see. You see how, like, you got to do the longest part in the widest part of that die cut. And then in toffee, we're going to stamp the two hands, basically. So the long hand, let me make sure I'm doing this way. There is a curved edge to one of these, and this one's going to go straight up and down. And then the other one that I have on the other side is going to go kind of offset, kind of like that. Okay, and that is all the stamping. So let's put this compass together. Mat that on there. And then this one is going on dimensionals. So let's get some. See if I can just put a big one on there. There we go. Oh, I missed a step. Oh my goodness. It's okay. This piece of scarlet. I knew I was going to miss something. See? But it will pull up. I'll show you. It'll pull up. This piece of scarlet. We got a banner cut each end. I was looking right at it too a while ago. I'm going to show you. You can still pull it up though. No worries. So let's get this on the layer it was supposed to go on. Oops. It's the banner cut both edges. And there we go. Let me get those little pieces off. All right, this piece right here is supposed to go underneath that. So let's get some adhesive on the back of this banner cut, kind of right in the middle is fine. Just lift this first mat up, the mat of shortbread and pine, and it's like slide that underneath, kind of about halfway even, and then just push it back down. So see, it'll come back up. That straight looks a little crooked. It's a little high on. That's the joy of this adhesive. It doesn't stick completely right away. There we go. Whew, my goodness. Now take your stopwatch and put it right here, or your compass, sorry. Right there on top. And then the last few things we have left are our wooden little stars. And we're going to put those down with some glue dots. We're going to put a big one right here. I put something there. And then a small one. We'll just put it right there. And then the last one is going to go and get it off. The glue dot right here. There we go. I have glue dots sticking to my fingers now. And get those off. And that is card number 3. So you see how that crumbled paper looks on there. Card number 3. All right, now the last card is a slimline card. And this one is super easy to do as well. So this one looks like this. So glad we found each other. And there's one thing I got to go back and do that I just noticed on another card, and I'll pull that after we do this one. Okay, so in the instructions, oh my goodness, you guys, in the instructions, when I did the cardstock cutting video, there's a part of the instructions where you're die cutting this star looking image. It looks like a star to me. I don't even know really what it is. You use this as a stencil to sponge this same image on this piece of sapphire. Okay, so that did not work for me. And I got so frustrated. I was like, I can't, no, that's going to be way too much, because I would have had to have done it multiple times on the back of this piece there. So what I did instead, you can still do the stencil if you want to do the stencil, and with sapphire, you're coloring the stencil on this piece of sapphire. But I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. I am just going to stamp in sapphire that image that I stamped a while ago, this one. I'm just going to stamp that instead. So I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. No. So I got all my pieces. I even had to do a little fussy cutting with some pieces. And let's put this one together. And so this is a slim line. And stamp the back real quick. Go. And we're not going to be using any more black. We're going to be using sapphire here in a moment. So flip it around to the other side. That piece of sapphire I was telling you about, we're going to be stamping on the light side. And in sapphire, we're going to randomly stamp, and I should probably go ahead and bring my scratch paper back. We're going to be stamping this image. It's kind of randomly. I wouldn't worry about like the middle of it because it's going to get covered up. Let me see, where else did I stamp? Up here. There's one there. That one might get covered up. And then let's stamp a little bit of piece right there. There we go. And then while I have that sapphire out on the piece of white daisy, we're going to go ahead and stamp So Glad We Found Each Other in sapphire. Okay, so stamp that right in the middle. And then the other image that I used, where did I put it? The flight pattern one. Here it is, right here. We're going to stamp that a couple of times in sapphire as well. And one of them we're going to stamp kind of down there. And then the other one, we're going to stamp up there. Okay. And did I do the little stars? I didn't. Let me bring my, since I have the sapphire open already, let me put that aside and bring my scratch paper back. There's two little stars that we're going to be using, the die cuts. In the instructions, it says to sponge daub those. The easiest way to do that is to take your dauber, dip it in your sapphire, and just go down the middle of it. And that's why I have all these little star right here. And then what it'll do is, let me flip it over, it turns it like sapphire and takes, so you don't see the wood grain as much. So okay, that's it. So I can close the sapphire now. And then what we're going to do is in toffee, we're going to open up our toffee and get our sponge dauber. We're going to sponge daub toffee over the sentiment. So just kind of go in circles all the way down the sentiment. Okay, I think that's fine. You can see what I just did. And then now let's put it together. I got all the stamping out of the way. Let me move these two little pieces off to the side. And the first piece we're going to put down is that piece of sapphire that we stamped on. And get some adhesive. And we're going to put this on kind of in the middle, but we're going to leave like 1/4 of an inch, kind of like we're building a mat here. 1/4 of an inch from the top left and bottom. And then the next piece that goes on is going to be this piece of scarlet, but we're going to stamp in toffee the arrows. And let me make sure. Yeah, I used toffee the last time. So ink that up, and you only have to do it once. A little pressure. There we go. A little light, a couple of those. Get some adhesive on the back. And this piece goes right up against that piece just like that. And then your passport pattern paper goes on the right to fill up. And then just make sure your passport paper is going in the right direction. And that should fill up the other part of it so that you still have an even mat all the way around. This piece of pattern paper, we're going to just curl the edges. So with your thumb or fingers or a bone folder, just curl up the edge. And then we're going to put that down on some dimensionals. So let me grab some scraps here. So we can put that on. And we're almost done with the cards. And then let me cut another. Oh, I'll just do a little one. So I don't have to cut anymore. Let me take these off. One more. Okay. This one goes right in the middle. That's why I said you don't have to stamp any of those images or sponge any of them on the middle because they're just going to get covered up. Now that piece that we stamped, we're going to put those on dimensionals as well. So we got a lot of dimension happening here. And I'm just going to use my little ones just to save time. We're almost done. Let's use a couple of extra ones here. All right, now let me take all these little backings off. So things get everywhere. All right, and we're going to put that right in the middle as well, just like that. And then let's put those stars on. Let's get those stars on. So let me grab the stars. I'm going to put them on with some glue dots. And one of them goes right there. The other one goes, get it off. Try that again. Goes down here. And then the last arrow, the last wood grain die cut arrow, so I'm going to put a glue dot on the back of that one as well. That one goes right there. And then the last two things that go on, there was an image in the stamp set that had this little kind of, they called it something. Let me look at the, for me, it just looks like, you know, when you're on a map and like where you're at versus where you need to go. But they called it a geotag. A geotag. Who knew? I know I didn't. But you stamped two of them because in the cutting instructions, you're going to have a piece of white daisy that's going to be left over, and that's so that you can stamp all of your geotags. And then, but you fussy cut them because there's no die cut for that. So that one was kind of easy. It's small. And I just put a dimensional on, a small one, and I'm going to put it on this piece of pattern paper so that the it kind of sits right there on the top. And on this one, you can put it flat on here, or you can put it with the dimensional. I think in the instructions it says to put it with some foam tape. We're going to put another one kind of right there off to the left. And that is card number 4. Card number 4. So glad we found each other. Now, the part that I forgot is on the card, You're My True North. And I should have seen it because it's on my sample that I did. When we sponge daubed in toffee over the sentiment, you do it on that one as well. So let me just do that one really quick. I noticed it when I was getting ready, when I was looking at the slim line. I'm like, oh, I knew there was 2 cards that did this. kind of just like that. All right. So let me pull this up just a little bit so you can see a little bit more. And this was, let me do it this way. This was card number 4. This was card number 3, that it's time to celebrate you. Let me bring that down a little bit. This was card number 2, you're my true north. And card number 1 was let's explore together. Which one's your favorite? Now, I only did, that's these, but don't forget your kit has enough to where you can make 16 of these cards. Look at that. I'm going to pull all the cards out. You can see all of the cards that you can make with the card making kit. And of course, there are all of your envelopes as well, including your slimline envelopes. So don't forget those. Those are part of your kit as well. And then where did the stamp set go? You get stamped in with your kit, your card making kit. You get the stamp and thin cuts. So you're getting the stamp as well as the thin cuts that you need in order to do your die cutting. Isn't that cool? That is part of the kit. Now that only comes with the card making kit. The scrapbooking kit has a small stamp, but it has a different scrapbooking stamp altogether. So that is the instruction. That's the visual instructions for the Let's Go Anywhere card making kit, which is one of the options for my retreat. So if you enjoy this paper is gorgeous, you guys. All of these colors, these are even like masculine type colors. So if you're looking for more masculine paper to do some masculine cards, and maybe you don't want to do the travel theme kind of, you can use the flip side that doesn't show any of the travel images. But yeah, this is an option for retreat. So make sure you visit the event description so that you can see how to register. So the supplies, of course, you get there's some die cuts that come with it, your stamp set, your thin cuts, your card bases, envelopes. Your card bases are already cut and scored. Like, I'm loving these kits. I'm loving these kits. Just trying to move some of this stuff out of the way. Which one is your favorite? And I'm going to catch up on some comments here because I was not looking at any comments this entire time. And let me start from the beginning. I know I said hello to Paula. Hello, Anne. Thank you for sharing. Hey, Shannon. Marcia. Hi, Stella. Shirley. Thank you for sharing, Bonnie. Hi, Darcy. And Beverly, one of my mods. Darcy says, I like how easy the ink pads open. The ink pads, they're magnetic and they come apart. So if you need to separate them for any reason. So you see how it kind of catches on? So it does make it, for me, oh my gosh, this is so easy to open. So easy. And they're all like that. So take them apart and then they kind of catch together. Now, if you stack them, they kind of stick together because of the magnets that are inside there. Shannon asked him, are these the cards you picked for retreat? I didn't see an answer. Maybe it's down the line. Thank you. Thank you. Shannon likes 1 and 4. So 1 and 4. And Paula loves the color combo. Yeah, these colors are rocking. Beverly likes number 3 the best. It's time we celebrate you. That would be a good birthday card too. Darcy says, I like them all, but number 1 is my favorite. Paula, I really like the colors. Yes, Paula likes 1 and 3 as well. Yeah. I'm loving them too, you guys. All right, so let's do let me go ahead and get the drawings out of the way really, really quick. So let me share my screen. And we are on that one right there. Let me refresh to make sure. Oh, I'm still logged in. Oh, no, it's not logged in. because I don't see all of my wheels. There we go. All right. Last week's video, I pulled a prize. Let me get the prizes real quick. I might have to open this to show you because I don't have one this small. I'm going to do the drawing because I want to be able to see it on the screen as well. And I can't see the screen when I'm sharing my screen for whatever reason. So let me do some shuffling. And if you watched last Sunday's video and liked, commented, or shared, your name's on this wheel. And what am I giving away? I am giving away, it is a mini album. It's a Story by Stacy album. It's a cute little album. Let me measure this. How big is this? Let me see. I'll show you in a minute, you guys. It is 5 by 5. It's a 5 by 5 album, and it's in sapphire. And let me do the drawing, and then I'll show you. I'll show you in a minute when I stop sharing. You know. Whew. It's really going, you guys. I'll take a sip of my soda too. Marianne Sanders. Yay, congratulations. Let me write her name down. It was her share. Okay, and then let me look at the other wheel, which is February shares. So February was the love notes. You might be able to see this if I put this right here. Was the love notes paper pack and coordinating cardstock. Now, I know Valentine's is over. It's okay. You'll either be prepared for next year or as with all of the paper, you can always use the flip side. Let me open this real quick. You can use the flip side, and which is, you know, it's still hearts, but it's not like there's always a flip side to the paper. So you've got those, plus your super cute little zip strips. So you can easily do other cards as well if you want to use this for something else. But that was the February share. And let me do some shuffling on this one. Do some shuffling. Thank you to everybody that shared any of my videos in the month of February. Your name could be on here multiple times if you shared multiple videos. So a lot of people on here. And let's spin for the February share. Of course, now it's not going to make any noise. February share. Right. Pop on here in a moment. I don't know why sometimes it makes noises and sometimes it doesn't. Wow. Marianne Sanders. Wow. She just won. That's okay. I'm writing her name down. Congratulations, Marianne. Wow, Marianne is really lucky today, you guys. Let me stop sharing and get back into StreamYard. Yeah, yay. Congratulations. Thank you, Jackie. Let me show you the album. This is the album. It's a 5 by 5. It's Story by Stacy. And I'm going to go ahead and open it so you can see because it already has some protectors in it. So if you like to do small albums, you can definitely do like a smaller album and give it away to somebody. It is small, but it does already have the little protectors in it. So you can just slide your pictures in, or if you are doing some really mini, like a little mini book. So yeah, it's really cute. Really cute. So Marianne won both the prizes. Congratulations. Y'all go rub Marianne. She's lucky today. Yes, it was. It is cute. By the way, that album, well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I want it to be a surprise. And then let me see. Well, we are done with let me switch my screen here. We are done with there we go. We are done with the demo and it's right in an hour, you guys. Whew, I did good. I did good. So make sure you go check out the event description if you want to pre-register for retreat. There's still some space if you want to come. There it is. If you want to come, it's the end of April in the Texas Hill Country. You can't come, you can take it to go for $91 and you get your choice of what you want in your goodie bag, which you have the option of the Honey Bunny card making workshop that does come with the stamp set, or you can choose to do the Honey Bunny scrapbooking workshop kit, or you can choose the kit I just showed you, the Let's Go Anywhere card making workshop kit, or there is a scrapbooking kit as well for Let's Go Anywhere. And you can choose any of those. And if you don't want to do any of those, the third option is an adhesive goodie bag. So it's just going to be a goodie bag full of nothing but different adhesives that you can use for whatever projects you're working on. And so I like the choices. So if you live local and you just want to come during the daytime and sleep in your own bed, there are day retreats options as well. So you can just come and hang out with us, get there as early as you want, stay as you want, late as you want, and go home and sleep in your own bed. And you can do that for 1, 2, or all 3 days. All of those prices do include, if you stay overnight, that includes your room and board and meals. And even the day retreat includes meals for however many days you can join us. And then also don't forget, we have Cardstock Carnival that is happening right now through the end of March. And you'll want to go to my website and go check that out. There is a flyer. I couldn't get the link to post in the event description. So if you'll just go to my website, you'll see Cardstock Carnival, and there's a flyer that a PDF that you can open and check it out. But there are some major sales on cardstock right now that is happening. And I'll show you this, but I'm leading into something else. I'm not going to show the VIP customer program anymore because if you don't already know, we got some news earlier this week that after 40 years, Close to My Heart is going to be ceasing their operations at the end of June, which makes me really, really sad, but I completely understand why Jeanette has made this decision. And so I support her on that personal level, just because I know what it's like to be sick and you have to take care of yourself. And running a huge business like that is a lot of responsibility. It takes a lot out of you. So I know with what I do here, sometimes I can overwhelm myself, but I can't imagine running a big company like that. But I also can't imagine having to make that kind of decision that affects so many people. So with that being said, I have not decided what I'm going to do going forward. And I'm really sad because I don't know if you can see, if I can point to it way back there. My arms are going in the wrong direction. There we go. There's more along the top that I had just bought a bunch of 12 by 12 paper holders from Stamp and Storage. And I was looking forward to stocking it up with cardstock and getting ready. And I'm still going to participate in the Cardstock Carnival just because I want to stock up on 12 by 12 paper that matches the ink pads that I already have. But I will tell you that if there are any products that you want, especially when it comes to stuff that I've been showing lately. I know yesterday I did the what'd I do yesterday? Oh, we started the gnomes stuff, the gnomes scrapbooking workshop kit. A lot of that is not available right now just because it's so popular. People are buying it faster just because they know it's not going to be available, but it is still coming back at some point here in March. So I would just bookmark my website and check back every day or every other day to see if anything you want that's out of stock is becomes available. If there's something specific that you're looking for, I'm pretty much on there several times a day, and anything could pop up at any moment. So if there's something that you want, just message me and let me know, and then I'll try to keep an eye out for you. And I'm just trying to catch up on comments wherever I left off. I'm like, where did I leave off? I see Shannon's comment that says, I can't wait. Come join us. We always have some. Oh, yes. Yeah. We always have fun at retreats. And I will tell you right now, you don't have to just do card making. Scrapbooking, any kind of crafter is welcome to come to the retreats. When I went to Shannon's retreat, a couple of months ago, Shannon, like I brought stuff to do, but I didn't really do a whole lot. I watched my Dateline episodes. I watched some YouTube. I just kind of chilled. I was just glad to get away from this house, get away from home life and go hang out with a bunch of crafty ladies for the weekend and pig out. We really do enjoy ourselves. So if you've never been to a retreat, I encourage you to come. But with that being said, not knowing where I'm going forward, this very well could be my last retreat that I host. Like I said, I haven't made any final decisions, but just know that some changes will come, in the next couple of months. They're ending operations at the end of June, but technically as makers, we're only getting credit for any sales through the end of April, because in May and June is when they'll be holding essentially like a liquidation sale. So any orders that, if you go to my website May 1st or after, that order is going to be redirected to corporate and they're going to fill it. Well, I don't fill the orders, they fill them, but any maker won't get any kind of credit for them. Hope that makes sense. Kim says, yes, the adventurer. Wait, so fun. Yes. And one that, I don't know what that meant. Shannon says, my sister isn't a crafter and had a blast. It was nice to meet your sister too. But anyway, well, that is it for today. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the card making kit, and that way you can kind of get a preview of what you could expect at retreat if you chose this particular workshop kit. Registration for retreat ends March the 25th. So there's still some time if you want to come join us, or if you don't and you want to take it to go, there's still some time. Register. Just make sure you go to the link in the event description to go pre-register. And other than that, I don't think I have any more announcements. Let me double check my little screens here. Nope, I don't. So enjoy the rest of your Sundays. It's beautiful out there. I'm going to go out and get some fresh air here in a minute. But enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, afternoon, wherever you are. And we'll see you back next Saturday night at 7 p.m. in order to do the first two-page layout for the Gnomes for Spring scrapbooking workshop. And then next Sunday I'll probably do the Honey Bunny. I haven't decided what I'm going to do next Sunday, but it'll probably be the Honey Bunny because I need to do those videos as well. But other than that, thank you all for joining me this afternoon, and y'all have a great evening. Make sure to check on your elderly neighbors, and we'll see y'all later. Bye.